Shut up. Okay.
On a cold street in a dirty town, when the rain is falling, really coming down. Ooh, you listen to your heartbeat. It's when you listen to your heartbeat. As I woke up this morning and I got out of bed, took a look in the mirror, closed my eyes, looked again, feeling I'm getting
So good evening everybody, and apologies for me being absolutely crap. Doug, if you'd like to announce what number the show is once more so everybody actually does manage to hear it.
This is Dumb Down Live number 21.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Hello Darren.
Hello.
You almost sound like you don't want to be here. Hello.
Well, no, it's just the start. We just started 5 minutes into the. Oh, yeah, okay. I was expecting the music to come after he said this is Dumb Down Live 21 again.
Oh right then. No.
I'm all confused now.
No, the show is started. Right.
Hello, Lance.
Hello
Douglas.
Darren.
Hey guys. Hey look, it says and presumably the special guest is Doug. I'm not quite sure what they mean by special.
You're special,
Sure,
you are.
special.
I've been licking windows again.
And dribbling. Well, that's another story. Right, you may have noticed on the live journals and various other postings that there was a wanted poster out for me earlier on in the week, and it was not decided whether I'd actually be here tonight or not. The story behind this is every other Friday I drive up to Nottingham to pick my daughter up, and I have her for the weekend, and I got home on last Friday and there's a little yellow card sitting outside my flat with a big badge on it, police and warrant for your arrest, contact immediately, which sorry?
That's what you've been doing.
Well, this is the thing, because that's a thought that went through my head. What have I been doing? Nothing.
And how did they catch me?
Yeah.
I didn't realise that was illegal.
Run away fast, is it?
I know. I like the younger women, but not that young. Okay. And so I picked the card up, sort of a little bit worried, and turned it over, and sure enough, it says, "The warrant has been issued for your arrest. You need to call Denise at this number," which is a mobile phone number, and seek legal advice and surrender yourself. And
Denise.
yeah.
Sounds illegal in itself, doesn't it?
To which my initial reaction was, what the fuck? So I called the number at 9 o'clock at night, and understandably nobody answered. So didn't get an awful lot of sleep Friday night. Got up on Saturday morning and rung the number again, and absolutely nothing. I rang the magistrate's court, which was the other number on the warrant card, and they don't work on Saturday. So if you want to go commit a crime, do it on a Saturday, because the magistrate's courts don't work. So I'm sort of panicking, wondering what to do, getting a bit worried, and my phone rings, and it's Denise, and she says, "Well, I really thought I ought to ring you back because I sounded like I've worried you." Still like, well, yeah, that doesn't actually quite cover how I'm feeling at the moment, but yeah, you have. Well, you see, it's not actually you that I want by the sound of it. You're Mr. Goodman, aren't you? Yeah. No, it's not you that I want. I'm after a Mr. Fole. Oh, well, thank God for that. It turns out that they want the previous tenant, but they didn't know that he didn't live there anymore.
And they didn't think to put the name on the card.
No, they just put 22B, warrant for your arrest, give yourself up now. Now, the funny thing is, the thought that went through my head is that I never considered, I must have a guilty conscience, because I never considered for 1 minute that it would be a previous tenant. I live in a rented accommodation, but it never occurred to me that it might not be me that they want.
But
It doesn't
surely
seem like a very, sensible idea of a way of catching criminals. I mean, just leave a card on their car saying, "We'd like to arrest you. If you could hand yourself in at a police station, we'd appreciate it greatly."
Yeah, it's the new trusting police, isn't it? You've been a very naughty boy, come here and let me slap you.
How do you have a guilty conscience if you've not done anything wrong?
Well,
I
yeah,
just
that's-
wonder what's in your dark secrets you're hiding here.
Absolutely nothing, that's the thing. I was racking my brains trying to think what it is that I've done. And I couldn't think of anything, but obviously I must have done something because they want to arrest me.
So basically, what you're telling us, Lance, is that nobody wants you, not even the police.
Oh.
This is true.
Oh, love.
I am an unwanted. Oh dear.
There's a curve in the road so sharp it'll make you bleed. We don't talk, we just punch the clock. Can't find each other in the same old gridlock. Maybe a little escape, what we need. Living your love and your work like a dog every morning. The city's a pain like the latte stain on your dress. Get in the van before you break down. It don't cost a dime to leave this town. Get on the road cause we gotta get out of this mess. So let's drive away. Let the sunlight chase us all day. Nothing gonna stand in our way. Yeah, let's drive away. Love was a word in a song and I took it for granted. A bump in the road, not really a part of the drive. Come on, Kawana, it's alright. You made me believe tonight. It's love that makes it so damn good to be alive. Oh, so let's drive away. Let the sunlight chase us all day. Nothing gonna stand in our way. Yeah, let's drive away. Sorry if I seem fast, but I gotta get going. There's gotta be more than the coffee shops and the bars. Maybe, maybe it's too late. Maybe, baby, it's just fate. Maybe you take my hand and we'll get in the car. Whoa, 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 so let's drive away. Let the sunlight chase us all day. Baby, that's all I got to say. Let's drive away.
That was Matthew Ebel and Drive Away, a popular one with many podcasts, and Matthew Ebel has been creating pod-safe music for ages. This next little piece that we got here is one of these things that's been doing the rounds on the internet, and if you haven't had a chance to listen to it, this possibly won't work on the live recording, but there's going to be links in the show notes, and obviously our podcast itself will be going up sometime after the recording. Give it a listen. This is called The Virtual Barber.
Oh, hello there. How are you? Yes. You are here for the virtual haircut? Yes, okay. I will go get Luigi. He will come and cut your hair. I am Manuel. Just stay right there. Luigi? Luigi? Luigi, it's Manuel here. The person is here for your virtual haircut. You better come up.
Grazie, Manuel. I come right now.
Okay. He is coming up right now, and meanwhile I will go over here and play the music, play the guitar, because that is what I do here at the barber shop.
Ah, it's so nice to see you. Welcome to the Starkey Cetera Barbershop and your virtual haircut. I'd like to start the demonstration by moving over to your right-hand side and picking up this bag. If you just hold still for a second, I'll put this bag over your head. Just like that. The bag over the top of the head. And now I'll take the bag off. There we go. The only reason I did that is because all of the fancy barbershops do that. What you're listening to as I move off to your right here and very quickly wash my hands. Manuel, could you get that, please?
Yes.
Thank you, Manuel. Let me finish washing my hands here. Just bear with me for a few more seconds. There we go. Yes. As I was saying, all we are doing is using your head as the listening point. And we have two microphones, one on either side of the head, in the same position as where your left and your right ears are. Your brain is doing all of the work, telling you where the sounds are coming from. Okay, I'll go get the scissors. It's nice and sharp. Now, as I begin clipping, and I bring the clippers closer to your ear, very close to the right ear. Follow me as I move around the back of the head to the left ear, and up and over the top of the head. Okay. Now, you can get the same effect better with the electric razor. I'll first bring it close to your right ear. Is it perfect? And around the back. And onto your left. There. I think that looks wonderful. Manuel, what do you think?
Huh? What? Oh, yes. Yes. It looks wonderful, Luigi. You do such nice work.
Thank you so much, Manuel.
So fast, too.
Now, as I walk around, I just want to tell you once more that your ability to hear where I am as I walk around the room is simply the amazing power of your brain. Calculating the tiny differences or cues in sound intensity and arrival time from two open ears. And unlike any other hearing instrument, only one has the digital algorithm that negates its own physical presence in the ear to fully restore those differences. That algorithm is called Cetera. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by the Starkey Virtual Barbershop. Goodbye and arrivederci.
That reminds me of the old records where they used to say, this is the left speaker, this is the right speaker. If that was not correct, then you have the needle wired incorrectly on your stereophonic system. But apparently there's a whole bunch of more of those out there that do this audio trickery, so it's worth going out there to listen and perhaps dig out another one for a different show. It's trying to actually give not only the left and right sound, but also the like an audio perspective to make it sound like they're either in front of you or behind you. Not sure how well that worked, but certainly the scissors and the strimmer, they sent shivers down the back of my neck. I don't know about anybody else.
I think a lot of it is that he's telling you where he's standing, and he's the commentary that he's giving as he's cutting your hair virtually tells you where he's standing. Not so much from the left and right, because that's obvious, but I think he gives indications of whether he's standing in front of you or behind you, because you know how a barbershop is laid out. When he says, I'm just going over here to wash my hands, you kind of think that he's in front of you, because that's where all the basins are, because that's where they wash your hair and stuff. So I think your brain is filling in the gap there that he's in front of you.
I'm seeing here a stereo space odyssey is something that Mark's mentioned, so I'll have to go look at that, see what that was all about afterwards.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I did some playing with this when I was editing one of the shows. It's called a stereo field, and by balancing different things in different places, it's amazing the effects you can produce. You can just put anybody exactly where you want them. When you're doing it with a band, you kind of look as if you're looking at the stage and imagine where you'd want everybody to be. And by fiddling with the stereo field, you can pretty much put them there. And as Lance says, the brain fills in the gaps and puts them where you want them.
Doesn't Pink Floyd do it a lot?
Yeah, there's actually a remastered version of Dark Side of the Moon that's been done in complete surround sound.
That's the one I was thinking of. I've got it, but I don't have a 5 surround sound setup, so I don't know how good it is.
Well, supposedly, do you need a surround setup? Because I thought the whole point with a lot of this technology is that it works with just the 2 speakers to match your 2 ears.
I mean, it might do. I've not listened to it with headphones either, to be fair, so it might work with just normal headphones, but I've just had it on with speakers, and yeah, you can hear left and right, but you don't actually get much of a sense of it being in front of you or behind you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the original album was done just left and right. It wasn't done spatially, so to speak, so...
Just as a reminder, if you didn't have a chance to listen to that on headphones when you're listening to it live, you can actually download these, and we'll put links into the show notes.
Okay, well, we're moving on then to my subject. And my subject, as you can see in the notes, is a thing called lyricosis.
And lyricosis would be?
Okay, let me read you a definition of the word lyricosis. 1, singing so poorly that nobody can understand what you've sung. And 2, not knowing the actual lyrics but singing anyway. Usually type 1 causes type 2 in the listener, therefore the condition is considered contagious. So what this is all about is about lyrics to songs and not being able to understand what's sung and either giving up entirely or making up your own lyrics to the song.
This is Dad singing, isn't it?
This is what?
Dad singing.
Yeah, that's right. It's your dad singing. Then again, I think we're all guilty of it to a degree.
My dad doesn't sing.
My dad didn't either, thank goodness. But what I've done is I've lined up some sound clips from songs, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to play them, and I want you to try and see if you can tell me exactly what the lyrics say. Now, this first one, I actually think Lance may know anyway, because it's a Meatloaf song, but I'm going to play it now, and it's a section from Dead Ringer for Love with Cher, and it's actually Cher singing, so just tell me if you can understand what's being said.
I'm going to tie my daddy up.
What was that?
Sorry, that was my...
I didn't understand that bit.
It's something like, I'm going to tie my daddy up and hit him with an axe.
Do you know, when I was younger, I had no idea what it said, and what I used to sing was, I'm looking for a nigher bud of freedom life cycle. I want to tell my daddy I'll be fizzling out, which, needless to say, aren't the actual lyrics.
It's something to do with automotive. I don't know the other bit, but and then it's, I want to tell my daddy that I'm missing in action, isn't it?
Oh, well done, Lance. You got the last bit right, but the first bit, no. What
Right.
she actually says is, I'm looking for anonymous and fleeting satisfaction. I want to tell my daddy I'll be missing in action.
Yeah.
See, I got the axe bit.
Now you actually know what it is. Have a listen to it again and see if you can hear that that's what she's saying. So again, it's, I'm looking for anonymous and fleeting satisfaction. I want to tell my daddy I'll be missing in action.
Yeah, makes more sense now.
Excellent. It's amazing when you know what it is. Okay,
I'm not sure it makes more sense. Yeah.
Oh, I suppose not. Okay, this next one is by Rocket Man from Elton John, and it's only one small section of lyric, but it was one my wife and I were discussing, and we couldn't work out what it was. So have a listen and tell me if you can work out what he says.
Rocket Man, burning out the fuse of every law.
Do you know, I've never, ever known what he says there.
Darren, any ideas?
Riding on the heels of Babylon?
Well,
not bad.
it's
Pretty
burning
good
through
work.
the something, I'm sure of it, because it's a spaceship and stuff.
Okay, what he actually says is, Rocket Man burning out his fuse up here alone.
Ah.
Good.
So
Oh,
again, have a little listen and see if you can hear it.
Rocket Man, burning out the fuse out here alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it makes much more sense now, doesn't it?
This is
I think
fantastic.
Mark's version is better. Burning off my shoes off nevermore.
Excellent choice. Yeah, that'd probably work a lot better as well. Okay, this next one I think everybody knows, and I'm not sure how many people know exactly what it says, but I'll play it for you.
I've
It's,
got an idea what it's
Love by the B-52s. Have a listen to this and see what you think she said.
You're what?
Darren?
I believe it's tin roof, rusty.
That's what I think.
Oh, guys, spot on. Well done. I didn't realise anybody knew that. Do you know, Bobby and I, my wife and I, we had to go out and find out exactly what that said because we had no clue at all.
To be
So, well,
fair, I did see a documentary on the B-52s a long time ago, and that whole thing was brought up, and apparently it was down to when they were jamming the song and sort of working it out. Where the guy says, "You're what?" and she says, "Tin roof rusted."
Yeah.
It was the other way around, because she just off the top of her head sang "Tin roof rusted," and he turned around and went, "What?" And they thought it was kind of good, but it didn't fit, so they swapped it round.
Excellent. So, well, I mean, you guys got that, and apparently everyone in the room did as well. So, well done, guys.
So it's just you then.
Just me then who didn't know what it is. Okay, this next one is Louie Louie by the Kinks. Again, have a listen, see what you think they're saying.
Do you know, I didn't get a single word of it.
Darren, any ideas?
I think he said Louis Louis at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, he did. Now, what he actually says is this. I mean, all of the song, the whole lyrics are just messed up, and you can
It
barely
sounds
understand.
like he's drunk when he's singing.
Well, what he actually says is, "Fine little girl waits for me, catch a ship across the sea, sail that ship about all alone, never know if I make it home." Now, the worst thing about this one is I'll play it again now you know the lyrics and see if they make any more sense, because I have a feeling they won't.
Kind of, yeah.
So the thing is, when I first heard that, I did hear something little girl, and I thought, nowadays you've got to be very careful even mentioning little girl in any kind of song, because it does tend to give the wrong impression. So, yeah.
Okay, and we got one more. This is the last one. Now, this is by a band called Iron Butterfly. And I'm not going to tell you what the actual title of the song is, because that would kind of give it away. So have a listen and see what you think they say. Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll try that
That's
again.
like find a little girl
My little girl and take one
and buy a boat. And so,
Oh, how you mock. Right, anyway, we'll get the proper one this time. Have a listen to this, see what you think they're saying. Okay, any ideas? What do you
In the
think they're
Garden
saying?
of Eden, don't you know that I love you?
Lance?
I didn't get a single word. Sorry.
That's quite all right. Well, actually, Darren, interestingly enough, you're pretty close. It was meant to be originally In the Garden of Eden, baby. That's how the lyrics were written. But when they actually went to record it, the vocalist, who had a bit of an alcohol problem, was absolutely plastered. And it turns out he couldn't actually sing the words In the Garden of Eden, baby. So instead, he slurred the words In a Garden of Vida, baby. And that's what the song became. So it was originally not meant to be that, but he just simply couldn't pronounce the words because he was too plastered.
And that's precisely what Mark has just written in the chat room. In Agada de Vida.
That's right. Well done, Mark. Yeah, Mark obviously knows. But yeah, so it wasn't meant to be that. It was meant to be in the Garden of Eden, as Darren says, which is what it sounds like, but it isn't.
Fantastic.
So it actually sounds clearer than it actually was.
So by getting it wrong, you got it right.
Absolutely. I just throw it up at the end.
Got it wrong.
So this
there we go. Anyway, so that's Lyricosis.
That's fantastic. That's absolutely right. I love that. This is the same as the Jimi Hendrix song, isn't it? Purple Haze.
Oh yeah.
I'm amazed you didn't pick that one. Actually, I was waiting for it.
Excuse me, kiss this guy.
Yeah, as opposed to kiss the sky.
Well, that's it. I mean, there are tons of them out there. I just picked a select few. So, I mean, if anybody can think of any, by all means, let us know, and we'll find a clip and we'll chuck them on air.
We'll play some more next week or something.
When I was a baby in this world, I used to cry for everything. I didn't know how to defend. I only knew how to depend. But I heard my mother say to me, I'm gonna rock you up to be everything a man is supposed to be, and everything a man will ever need. When you got a love like this, you gotta hold on tight. When you got a love like this, my friend, you gotta love it till the end. And don't you ever turn your back on love, or ever give up on a friend. 'Cause Lennon said that love is all that you need, and with a love like this, you'll be. Looked into her eyes, well, I was under a spell. I didn't know what I was in, I only knew it was a sin. But confession did not save my broken heart. I learned that love can be a fire. I learned that love can really burn. When you got a love like this, my son, you gotta hold on tight. When you got a love like this, my friend, you gotta love it till the end. Don't you ever turn your back on love, or ever give up on a friend. 'Cause Lennon said that love is all that you need, and with a love like this, you'll be. Picture on the screen and felt you kicking deep inside. I was lost for all my words, I was truly mesmerized. When I got to hold you in my arms, you know I finally understand that just how true love really feels, and what it's like to be a man. When you got a love like this, my son, you gotta hold on tight. When you got a love like this, my friend, you gotta love it till the end.
Yeah, you did say Mike is on, and I was just, who are you talking to? Right,
You fool.
oh, that was Mike Zito?
Zito?
Zito with Love Like This. Like what?
We're not sure we want to know.
Love Like That. No, I don't really have a topic today, but the main reason, as I understand it, Doug, that you've not been around for a while is because you have a new toy.
Oh, yes, sir, I do.
Do we really want to know?
Well, the thing is that, Lance, I believe you're also interested in acquiring one of these toys as well.
Desperately.
So I thought a little sort of geek out about model helicopters might be in order.
They're great.
Absolutely. Well, what I is that everybody should geek out with them, because I guarantee you, as a man, you get your hands on a helicopter and you learn how to fly it. It's just the most awesome experience in the world. Although I will admit, I did buy one first off and killed it, and then I had to buy another one. So it's an expensive hobby.
I know my brother was interested in these model helicopters at one time, and at the time my father was working next to a warehouse which was recently emptied. And we're talking a warehouse here which has got an extremely high ceiling. You could easily put a double-decker bus on top of a double-decker bus into this warehouse, lots of room. And of course, because it's a warehouse, very little wind. So an ideal place to sort of learn how to use a helicopter.
Uh-huh.
Now, my brother was actually getting tuition from somebody who's had a helicopter for a long time, and they were buzzing this helicopter up and down, up into the rafters of the ceiling, where he didn't see the power cable.
Ooh.
And the helicopter came tumbling down sort of towards my father, my brother and his friend. Dad and my brother both looking up going, oh, that's impressive. And it wasn't until sort of the guy with the remote ran out the way they realised, oh, it's out of control.
Yeah, they do tend to be a bit squirrely and they're a bit hard to control. I mean, mine mostly at the moment I fly in the living room. It's quite large, but it's small enough that I can hover it, and that's all I can do in the living room. But I do have to cover up the HD TV with big foam boards, because if I hit that with the rotor blades, I think my wife would divorce me, frankly.
Is this a gas-powered, petrol-powered thing then, or electric one?
No, it's battery-powered. It runs off of LiPo batteries. The nitro ones are, firstly, they're incredibly noisy. They're very big and they're a lot more complicated to set up. It's difficult to find somewhere to fly them. I mean, these things, they're little electric. It's maybe, I don't know, it's I think about 23, 24 inches long, something like that. So you can fly it in your garden. You can practice a little in your house if you have a big enough house. So they're ideal, you know. They don't tend to scare dogs and cats and people and stuff like that. So.
Well, the thing is, where I work, I'm, much like Darren was saying, we have a huge warehouse. So should I get one, I'd probably be spending an awful lot more time at work.
Yeah, I mean, a warehouse, something like that's an ideal place to fly it. I mean, particularly with the kind that Lance is looking to get, the smaller coaxial ones, which is a good starter one. Because, I mean, you get a couple of mile-an-hour breeze with those, and they're all over the place. Mine's a bit more tolerant. It'll maybe take 6, 7, possibly up to 10 mile-an-hour winds, but any much more than that, and you're looking at real trouble, you know. You're looking at the thing getting carried away a few hundred feet, and then you have to go, I beg your neighbours, can I have my helicopter back?
Coaxial, is that simply a name, or is that referring to the fact that it's tethered?
No, it's got two axles, is it, or something? I don't know.
It basically means it has 2 axes of rotation for the blades, because obviously with a single-bladed helicopter, it generates torque, which would spin the body round. Now, my helicopter, I have a rotor at the back, which counteracts that torque, and you have to adjust it and keep it balanced to stop the torque affecting. On a coaxial helicopter, you have 2 sets of main blades spinning in opposite directions, and it counteracts the same torque effect, so they're called coaxials.
Yeah, because the one that my brother had was one of these ones that comes in a box in pieces, and you build everything from the head and the engine and everything from nuts and bolts. But yeah, that was strictly outside only. That wasn't the inside one. But the last time we all spoke together, we were looking at a YouTube video of one of these remote control helicopters that was absolutely defying the laws of physics. Was that an electric one again?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The first one I bought was supposedly a 3D capable helicopter. whether it is or not is arguable because it wasn't very good. But a lot of the electric ones, yeah, I mean, the more expensive ones, if you're going to spend sort of $300, $400, $500 and up, the electric ones, they can do the most amazing things. I mean, they really can with a good, with a good pilot. I mean, even a cheap helicopter with a good pilot can do amazing things. But yeah, I mean, they certainly can do that. The electric ones.
And that kind of trickery is called 3D.
Yeah, they call it 3D flying. Because obviously you're flying in more than just the lateral plane. You're all over the place, basically. Now, don't get me wrong. When you first start to learn, you do an awful lot of 3D flying.
But it's not intentional. I mean, the video that you're on about, I mean, the guy had the helicopter bouncing like it was a pendulum, didn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, certainly, I mean, once you get your skills up and you have a helicopter to match, you can do some incredible things.
For me, it's getting my head around how you'd have to move the sticks to get it to do that. If you know what I mean. What directions you must be moving in to get it just to fly forwards, backwards, backwards. But he was changing sort of the attitude of the helicopter while he was doing it. So it was moving in an arc while it was moving left and right. And it's like, how do you work out how to move your sticks to do that?
Well, you see, a lot of them actually on the remote have a thing called a 3D switch, where once you go inverted and you're upside down, you flick the switch and it reverses the operation of the control, so it tends to make things a little easier. But even still, it's still incredibly complicated to do.
Absolutely. But good fun, and I'm desperate to get one. But
supposedly, because in a helicopter, a real helicopter, you're always, left is always left on the one stick, right is always right on the stick, and you're always in the same position relative to the helicopter. It's supposedly easier to control a real helicopter than it is a model.
I should imagine
because
it is.
When a helicopter's coming towards you, a remote control one, then you've got the same problem with the controls being inverted. So that's
because all your controls are opposite, aren't they?
Yeah, it's tail in and nose in flying. And with tail in flying, of course, you're facing the right way. So if you push left, you go left. You push right, you go right. But when you're doing nose in flying, everything's suddenly reversed. And I'll confess, I'm not up to nose in flying yet. I'm just about managing tail in flying.
I mean, that is just the same as if you had a remote controlled car, but with a car, it's less catastrophic if you get it wrong, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been trimming a few bushes with mine.
You didn't need to go there.
Anybody home? Is anybody crying for the late great hero? Will there ever be another big enough and strong enough and tough enough? Is anybody home? Is anybody here? Will anybody speak up for the less than zero? He was good enough to be there when we needed him. We greeted him with open arms. Is anybody here? Is there anybody old enough who can recall a time when justice had some meaning, when the code of honor was the greatest truth, and
Neal Fox there with Is Anybody Home, which just about wraps us up for another week. So we'll give you the contact information should you want to send us a comment. You can call us on 07092 274 759. You can send us an email to ddl.podshow@googlemail.com. You can visit our website at www.dumbeddownlife.com, and you can follow us on Twitter, and our username is dumbeddownlife. Anybody want to say anything before we go?
Yeah, I was sat there with bated breath. About
With
to
weighted
say,
breath.
Yeah, well, bated breath as well. Yeah.
Well, go on then.
Oh no, you did it all.
I'm sorry. Yes. Well, Darren said for me to do it.
I was just going to say that we didn't really make a big thing about the fact that we've actually gone to proper dumbed down life and started the webpage up, haven't we?
It just kind of snuck in there, didn't it?
Yeah. We'll have to do something about that next week, won't we?
Yeah, but it's old news then, isn't it? Right. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Hey.